Oh, Jamie Russell, if you're there, quick message for you and praise. Olive, Sparrow, pair of dummies, basically, those two. I don't look down on people, but those people I just mentioned are enough to make a dog sick. So, and by the way, if you think I'm a respecter of persons, think again. I really couldn't care less who any of you are, or what you think you are in the body of Christ, or any of that stuff. I'm doing me, you do you. If you don't like some of your stuff being recorded on YouTube, well, don't go on YouTube, go somewhere else. If you don't like it, I don't care. I'm not insensitive to people's feelings, and I'm not basing what I do on your feelings. None of you are my pastor. I don't acknowledge any of you as being elders or any of that stuff. So do with that as you will. I'm not sat in my flat worrying about it. I'm not worrying about it one iota. I don't hate any of you. I don't despise any of you, although I don't respect some of you, as I've just mentioned. Oh, what's Jack Handstrike doing? Oh, they've all fallen asleep, I think. Oh no, they're waking up. Oh.
Right, Gavin. So,
Oh, here's Gavin,
close
look.
your mouth and open your ears, because what you do now, and maybe you didn't know, did you know that your proposition of atheism is actually impossible?
Close your mouth. Open your ears.
You knew that, right?
Go on, Gavin. You tell him. You put your foot down.
It means it's a proposition that denies the existence of something.
Okay.
So Jared, do you know that your atheism is a irrational position or proposition, right?
I think it's quite rational, actually. I don't lie to myself. I don't say something's almighty.
You would never admit that,
when I say something I don't know,
I don't think so.
Myself. When I'm saying that does God exist and He gave me all this, that's irrational because you're assuming something that you don't know.
Yeah, good dodge there, Jared. But let me inform you of something. Your belief is that God does not exist. So, in order to prove
it's
that,
not my belief. It's my knowledge.
You have to be quiet and be schooled. You have to comb every inch of the universe, and you have to be everywhere at once to prove that God does not exist.
And
that is impossible. That is impossible. That is why the atheist position. That is why atheism is an irrational, incoherent, huge contradiction.
In order for you to prove God, you have to search every inch of the universe to prove that God exists.
There is no contradiction in what we say as atheists. We say there's no enough evidence to think that there is.
Bullshit. Atheists say God does not exist, no matter how you frame it. No matter how you frame it.
One point of moderation. I definitely don't mind if people argue on stage. Try to keep the language around PG-13, just meaning no F-bombs. And also, you guys are fine to go back and forth and that kind of stuff, but try to let each other talk if we can.
Yes. I do not.
James, do you mind if I just quickly say my thing is in an hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah, Godless is going to plug.
Okay, if anybody wants to call me an hour and 20 minutes, I'm doing Talking Shit Tuesday room where you come and if you have a problem with somebody in the community.
Oh, is it that mouthy is?
Say what the problem is, talk shit and school drama.
Alrighty, so if anybody wants to go for that, Godless, if you could send me the room link when you have it created, I'll pin it
go
up.
away.
Sorry, did someone say my name?
Yeah, you missed your chance. Jane, how's the training going?
Uh-oh.
It's fine. It's boring. It's far away. There's lots of traffic, and it's fine. I did, though, on my break, make a recording from If I Were in Charge, I Would X incident from last night, and I will replay it later when John is around.
Oh, let me guess, you were right.
Oh, I said it verbatim for what he said. Yeah. But he also denied what he thought he said was, he changed his mind a couple times, but he said, if I were in charge, I would, right, do X. And I repeated that, and then he contested if I were in charge part. We nailed him on that, but then he claimed that he didn't say would, that he doesn't say would, could, or whatever.
Oh my God.
But he did say would.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was going to go back and find the part where he said it was a contradiction, but then I just realized, it's like a lot of time and work.
Yeah, I would.
And then
Interesting,
play
isn't
it for him,
it? An
and he's like,
atheist, when they want to
that's not
curse
what I
and
meant,
all that,
or like, I never said I didn't say
they'll
that.
use Jesus Christ's
He
name,
definitely said he didn't say it.
and yet they
Yeah.
don't believe in Jesus Christ.
You have to go to the
They
immense
probably don't
trouble of,
even
like,
believe he existed.
having one clip of him saying the thing, and another clip of him saying, I never said the thing. I don't know. It seemed like
If we're talking about John, keep in mind, my argument I had with him about what Matt Dillahunty said, he kept equivocating between what he uttered
and what he meant.
Yeah, he said, what I said, he means both. Depending on the context, he either means he uttered or he meant.
Yeah, it's just like too much work. Because if the person would then be like, you know what, you're right, I fucked up, I'm going to do better, that's one thing. That's never going to happen.
Can I actually test it with you guys? Because I don't know how to play something on my phone and have you guys be able to hear it. Can I try it? See if it works?
Yeah.
Okay, just a second. Okay, I had to get away from my kids because they're yelling. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Who's watching? I'm listening to Clubhouse at the moment. And the title of the room is Atheists Are Rational. So their grammar's a mess. It's Atheists Are Rational. Obviously they're not, but I mean, the grammar's garbage. Heidi Braun has just invited me to join as a speaker. No, thank you. Maybe later. TTFN, ta-ta, for now.
We can't hear anything.
Oh.
Okay, I will try to figure that out for later.
Well, can't
Yeah,
you have
we're
another
all
device?
desperately waiting for your answer. Not. Oh, by the way, Jamie made a comment on my channel. It's up to him, you know, I don't mind. I like Jamie as a person. Really nice guy to talk to, you know. Hate his FDA-ism, LNG white garbage. He was in the Synagogue's channel. I like the Synagogue, nice enough guy. I've had reasonable conversation with him. I haven't been there for months in his studio. I have spoken to him. Obviously not face to face. So Jamie was in there. Obviously Synagogue was in there. CJ. What was the title of the YouTube? What was it? Let's just go. Let me just check the history thingy. My notifications, because I am subscribed. I'm just curious to know what's going on over there. Not because I want to spy or I'm looking for something to find fault with. Just curious, to know what. Oh, what happened there? Dave's Storm Chaser videos deleted. I watched Pine Creek with Rob Reed. That was so unexciting. I mean, you know, when you're talking to a guy like Pine Creek, no offense to you, Rob, but don't go in there naively thinking that the guy's stupid or lacks knowledge or whatever. I don't think he's a genius, but he very definitely is not a stupid man. I've listened to quite a few of his streams, and the way he dealt with Darth Dawkins was a little bit, I won't say brutal, but interesting. But I do think Rob, he succeeded in doing whatever it was he was trying to do. I think it's, in a way, right, I'm not in agreement with Pine Creek, because Pine Creek is an atheist. Couldn't care less what Praise I Am's opinion of him is. It's completely meaningless to me. Not looking down on you, Praise, just saying. But I do find it interesting when an atheist sort of puts a Christian's feet to the fire. And he did with you, Rob Reed. So, and let me tell you, I'm not gloating. I really aren't. I don't think I've ever liked you, Rob. Really. I don't hate you or despise you. Where's that? What's the name of that last video that Pine Creek did now with Rob Reed? I'll find it in a minute. Oh, Ace Theo. I mean, this guy's a nutter, Ace Theo. one of his videos is called "Don't Tell No One," but in hyphenated speech marks, Christians, close speech marks, are enemies of the cross. Christians, I mean, what does he mean by enemies of the cross? Do Christians, think about this, I mean, do Christians hate what Jesus Christ completed on the cross, his death, burial, resurrection, glorification, ascendance to the Father, seated at the right hand of the power? Do Christians really despise that? No. So what says Theo on about? I don't know, it just sounds weird. I mean, I'm not even interested in trying to work it out, really. The guy's nuts. And if you do find out what he means, please do me a favour. Don't come and tell me. Thank you. All right, where's this video that Pine Creek did with lawyer Rob Reed? Where is he? Why did Praise Stream get community guidelines strike? Where's Pine Creek's video? Oh, I can't be bothered. Oh, give over. I mean, Rob Reed's not even important enough to spend more than 2 minutes looking for something. You know what I mean? No offence, but I mean, you know, I'm not chasing, you know, people. Oh, yeah. Pine Creek. Atheist puts Christian attorney on the stand. Yeah. I don't want to go through that video. Why would I? Really? Really? Why? In fact, I think I might stop subscribing to YouTube channels so that it means I don't get any notifications and that I'm not aware of what other people are doing, particularly, apart from very specific channels that are actually useful. Edifying. That doesn't include you, Praise. And a couple of other channels. Amazingly. Why would Heidi invite me up?
Go there as an atheist who's more on the conservative side and might not be as into recognizing pronouns and other things, and that community will remove you from it. You won't be welcome just because you're
I'm never going to recognize what they now characterize as a pronoun.
How is recognizing pronouns tied to atheism?
No, there's this crazy on the internet, the internet atheists, some of those internet atheist communities, and like shows like the
it's a way of
and stuff.
forcing
they have
Christians.
This like crazy liberal radical feminism where like they're going around.
I'll give over with the radical feminism stuff. What a lot of poo. Forcing people against their conscience and I don't like to use the word religious. Forcing Christians against their conscience to acknowledge, admit to things that are just abominations. Like, if they could have a policeman on every corner doing this, I'm sure the government would do it. You know, if a guy and it's obvious that they're a guy and they're a transvestite and they're dressed up in all the female clothing, I've got to recognise that person as a female by addressing them in the correct pronoun. No, I'm not going to do it. If it's perfectly clear and obvious that it's a bloke, and nearly every time, 99.9% of the time, it's obvious it's a male dressed up in women's clothing, I'm not going to address them in the feminine. I won't do it. I won't speak. I won't be forced to address anybody in a way that is just not... I mean, it goes against common sense. And I'm not going to have somebody tell me how to address someone. I will address them politely. But I'm not going to refer to a male in the feminine. I'm not going to refer to a woman in the masculine. I'm not going to do it. It won't happen. And, you know, that is why they want... That's why they're trying to force this pronoun thing. I mean, when I apply for a job, what do you identify as? And there's a list of about 5 or 6. Male, female, this, that, and the other. Oh, I mean, you know. People make me want to throw up, if you want to know. And you can quote me on that. I don't care if you like it or not. Like I'm sat here worried about what you think. I'm not. I might be annoyed about it, and I'll make a reference to it. I'm not sat here worrying. And sometimes it may make me angry now and again, you know. Who cares? Your feelings tell you nothing about God, I know that much. Cheryl, the feminazi on Standing for Truth channel, blocked me because she thought I wasn't doing what she thought I was supposed to be doing or what she decided I was supposed to be doing. And she didn't say anything to anybody else about it. The side chat is for asking questions. All I was doing was communicating with Redefine Living, Sam, and Donnie, you know, Standing for Truth. I've been in the studio before, we're quite friendly. I won't say we were close friends, we're not. Right? But I'm not going to have a woman tell me how to communicate and who to talk to and how to communicate. I'm not going to put up with it. I am not putting up with it. And if you don't like it, get away. Go somewhere else. See if I'm bothered. Cheryl is blocked. Linda Edmondson is blocked. Permanently. I mean, I've said that before, and I changed my mind, you know. And there's a few others blocked on there. So, yeah, I might love you as a brother or sister in Christ, but you have no entailments upon me. And it's not pride. You're just not telling me what to do. It's not happening. None of you can. And if you know me, you know perfectly well. In fact, none of you know me, do you? But if you did, you'd know you were never ordering me about, ever. And there's nothing you can threaten me with. I mean, look at how quickly people turn on you when you disagree with them. Oh dear. Look what happened with Praise and Sam. Not surprised at it. Not blaming anybody, I'm just saying, you know. you cannot trust anybody on the internet as a friend unless you've met them face to face, personally, you've had fellowship with them, spent time, praying, reading, outside of that, no. I've got Christian brothers who I do trust, but they're not on YouTube. And let me tell you, I will never introduce you to them or them to you. Because I don't want you infecting them with your poison. You would make me look like garbage if I did that. Right? And if you think I don't know what people are like, don't kid yourself. I met all the worst. Not that I'm an expert on anything. I mean, I'm just a nobody anyway, so I don't care. Just carry on with your snobbery and your snotting people off all the time. Ridiculing people over nothing, really. Making silly memes. Superimposing pictures of poop on people's faces, making them look fatter, making them look like perverts. So don't come to me with it. Some of you do act like bastards, you know that, don't you? Sorry, but I mean, it is a biblical word anyway, so I'm not going to apologise, actually. Yeah, Jamie Russell. Oh, yeah, I didn't get to that point. Jamie Russell was in SYNERGISM's channel going on about genocide, blah, 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 blah. Yes, the Germans, this. And all this sort of stuff, and morality, and yeah, I mean, it's fine, it's fair enough. It's a discussion. It can get deep, it can get heated, but a lot of facts can get ignored, can't they? Curious, really, isn't it? If you think about it, which is unlikely for you Americans a lot of the time. Americans will go on about all the genocides except their own. I mean, America at the moment is big on genocide. It has been for nearly 200 years. Genocide of the American Indians, the First Nation people. Then there's the Spanish flu, which I believe actually was caused on purpose. Because they sent some American soldiers over there that were infected with, what they call the Spanish flu now. Right. Then there's I think there was a genocide on the southern states. I think they killed a lot of people down there, killed a lot of people in Canada. The abortions over in the USA now, they've killed 53 million babies. Then there's the genocide in Afghanistan, where 500,000 women and children, I believe, were starved to death, because of the embargoes. And then to go back a little bit again, World War II, and yes, the British were involved, the bombing of Dresden. And then you've got the Rhine Meadows, where returning German soldiers were starved to death in concentration camps by the Americans. And there's all sorts of other stuff that's happened in Germany at the end of the war that we probably don't know about. So, Jamie, don't get clever with me about your morality, boy. SDA. Heretic. I don't despise you, Jamie. I do actually like you quite a lot. I find you interesting and amusing, but I don't take doctrine from you. I never will. But don't start getting cleverer. With you two Americans, I don't despise either of you. I like cynical, you know. But I'm going to say, and I would say it to his face, right to his face, if he was in me flat. I don't start getting all clever about the genocide and morality and all that stuff, which is all well and good in the right sort of... I mean, my morality isn't perfect. But the hypocrisy of you Americans, and I don't mean just Jamie and Synagogue particularly, in general, is just totally staggering. And if you're watching there, make a comment, because it would be interesting to know who you are. There isn't a country in Europe that hasn't committed some form of genocide. So looking down on the Germans and whatever, yeah, right. The Americans, you ignore Stalin, a Catholic, Jesuit trained. Who funded Stalin? The Americans did, the American bankers. Who funded Marx? Well, I think London did partly. Who funded Hitler? Prescott Bush. He nearly got prosecuted. So, Jamie, don't come to me channel. Spit on your morality. Right? No offence, I like you, but I spit on what you think is your morality. I didn't listen to all your babbling. I don't go to Synecog's channel as a rule. I am subscribed. I listen sometimes, very rarely. It must be nearly 4 or 5 months since I've been over there. I don't go to Graham Gould's channel either, or Kevin's Bible discussions. If that's you, Steve, come on in. I'll put a link in. Anyway, yeah, what else? I've got a video anyway. Jamie commented on it. Oh, do you say any more on it? That's his sort of attitude. That's how it comes across. I mean, I've read it into the wording that is used there, and I can sort of tell, you know, who are you to comment on morality? You know, I wish it was normal and decent Christian practice to swear, because I could spend at least half an hour swearing at Jamie. I've got a few choice words for a few others as well. Those two dumb women in Praise I Am's channel. I don't hate them. You know, I keep saying that. I don't hate anybody. I can't be bothered. It's hard work. You know, when you hate someone, it is hard work. Sort of. It is a burden, a pain in the neck. It befuddles your fellowship with God. It makes a mess of your prayer life, sort of. Realised that years ago. I mean, I'm not saying that people don't make me angry, they do. But we've got to forgive straight away. And really, I do know how difficult that is. You don't know anything about other people, mostly, do you? Anyway. Just don't bring your contaminated rubbish to my channel. Not that my channel is pure and holy. Don't start getting clever about I once was a pastor or I'm about to be a pastor or I have a ministry. It's not going to impress me because I'm not convinced. I'm not going to be convinced on YouTube of it. And I don't need that any man should teach me. And no, please don't start going on about, oh, you're nuda scriptura. Well, no, I'm not. I do listen to what other people have to say. It's just that they don't realise I'm listening to what they have to say. I'll find out stuff for myself, but not from you. I don't go to any channels for doctrine as such. Got a Bible. But if I want to find out something, I'll go to Scripture. Yeah. Anyway, I'm tempted on my channel to block all the comments, but I can't. I've got about 300 videos on my channel. And for some reason, in my studio, I can't click on all of them at once and just stop all the comments on all of them. It's a pity on YouTube that you can't just stop all comments after like 2 weeks or so, and then they just automatically turn off. Yeah. I'm hoping Cheryl comes to me side chat one day so I can block her properly. I might even go to a silly channel, but I can't be bothered. Now let's see what's going on in here. Oh, Hades gone. Atheists are rational. You're missing an S there. The grammar is absolutely horrendous. Oh, they've opened another room.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Are you saying that they directly reached out to the pastors and said and tried to persuade them to lose their faith? Is that what you think the Clergy Project did?
I think the pastors went to the Clergy Project, which for the most part was a private setup. When it initially started, was a private setup to get pastors to come on board and hopefully speak on their platforms, and many did. And many did.
Are you saying who founded the Clergy Project? Who was it founded?
Richard Dawkins funded it.
I asked who founded it, sir, not who founded it.
All right, who founded it? Well, I can't think of the ex-pastor who initially got the...
Dennett was an ex-pastor.
Go out and check.
No, Daniel Dennett wasn't an ex-pastor.
Dan Bacon. Go and check him out. And he would tell you exactly how many people that are preachers. He was himself a preacher for 16 years. So for you to make this claim that Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens, and recruited all these
That's
Daniel,
ridiculous.
Oh, learn to speak, will you?
It's not. It's really not.
Please.
I'm
I'm not a snob about it, but if somebody's going to speak and, you know.
But that's just intellectually dishonest. I mean, look, let's just say this was true. And I don't, I'm a little, let's grant it. The fact that people had conferences, people pay for conference speakers for all sorts of things, right? Like, the fact that I pay
What is the clergy project
to share in a topic doesn't make me a religion. I mean, I think that's, these are kind of things. I just think this is a very spurious claim. It's not very honest. And most people I know that are atheists would self-describe as not religious. I mean, so
Thank you, Scotty.
I think atheism is a religion, you know. There's a guy here
Rascal's my buddy,
saying religion is defined as the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling
I do find it
power.
odd that, like, people who are religious want to saddle atheists or atheism with being a
I'm going to turn the
religion.
volume down on this because I want to read this. Because the name of this room is Atheism is a Religion, Change My Mind. It's on Clubhouse. Right, Cosfinger Beach says religion is defined as a belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power. Well, I don't know about the superhuman bit. I mean, that's, you know, atheism is a lack of belief in God. Therefore, atheism is not a religion. I would definitely disagree with that. I think atheists think they are better than God. They know things that God doesn't know, because God doesn't know that he doesn't exist. He knows he does exist. Of course he does. But atheists almost believe that they are God because they seem to be judging God. Why would they characterize God, brackets, a God, as superhuman? God isn't. I mean, Jesus Christ is God manifested in the flesh, fully man, fully God. But superhuman, I mean, that sounds like something out of a comic. Somebody's going to pick fault with what I said there. I think if you're charitable with me, I think I might have slightly misspoken, but
rational as a theist.
Stuff you anyway.
That is being played.
Yeah, that's the whole point of presuppositional apologetics, right? Saying, oh, atheists can't empirically justify empiricism. Well, yeah, we know that. Well, apparently James is just using this as a rhetorical device. I'm not even sure this is his position. Is that true, James?
Yeah, I don't know how long you've been following the conversation, but
I just got here.
But everything about this within this particular discussion is just defining and how we use terminology. And so atheism in its base form, a lack of belief and asserting that God doesn't exist, is not a religion in the same way that somebody who just believes Jesus Christ is God isn't automatically religious or believes that a God exists. It's just trying to get people to show that once they start applying dogma, then dogma has internal consequences. And so you can end up, for example, there are religions that have no God, and that's been established throughout history, like Buddhism, for example.
So you're saying you're not saying atheism is a religion? Hey, Ringo! Oh, saying that you're actually not saying that atheism is a religion. It's more just a sort of opening salvo. Let's have a conversation about it, kind of.
Yeah, because if you put a room title that says, "Come, let's have a big hug fest."
Yeah, I get it.
People don't come, so you need a room that catches, and so.
I understand.
Yeah, and so there is, like, for example, other things that we talked about, like the Supreme Court.
Atheism is a religion. It's the religion of not God.
Some of the implications. We discussed those things.
Why go light on it? James is tired. I don't understand.
Well, if
the Supreme Court's defining atheism as a religion,
Okay, what
shouldn't
the
atheism-
American Supreme Court says, because they're basically SCOTUS is basically Catholic. Nothing of any real interest on here tonight, actually. Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning must be a really boring day of the week. I mean, this is a room here. Oh no, that's finished. No, there's no interest in.
Is like a local church.
We are not organized, so I do not know what you are talking about. You are not organized as a church or something. We are not.
Yeah, but some atheists are organized. That's the whole point, not all.
Yeah, we're not saying all atheists. I'm not saying that that you, Haiti, and everyone who's an atheist on this stage agrees on everything. But there are groups who organize under the lack of belief and disbelief that God exists, who set certain structures and framework in motion as a way to guide their community. And in doing so, depending on how they do that, they can achieve, it's like 501c, I think, or something to that equivalent.
501c3, if that's what you want to call it, but I can object to that because I know it.
Not as an individual, you can, but if you have a group that's a non-profit organization, you could. I agree there.
Yeah, I just Googled it and I couldn't find.
Well, if it's getting 501c3, it must be a group
surprised if like an atheist organization
recognised as some sort of religious thingy.
No, they wouldn't get a religious exemption.
No, we don't.
James
We
is
don't.
saying,
I mean,
James,
what
James
does-
is saying they do.
Ringo.
I mean, what does atheism mean? The word, it's a compound of three words, sort of. Ism is the doctrine of, theism, God, and the bit at the beginning of the word atheism is the negation of the following two words. So it's the negation of the doctrine of God. And atheism is a doctrine in itself. So it's a teaching, isn't it? I mean, what do you think Pine Creek teaches, really, when he does his streams, when he tries to make a Christian look stupid, quite successfully? Rob Reed.
And, like, they let him have chaplaincy status because of the way they crafted the language of the atheist group. So funding and resources from the office of, religious whatever, from the thing at the state university. So you probably could. I mean, but it wouldn't. You'd have to do some machinations. I mean, it wouldn't. I'm sure you could work it that way.
In the basis, what groups like the ACA do is they will do certain projects like building ramps for people who have been in accidents, or in the case of making, knitting hats for the homeless. So they are able to do those things under the tax exempt. And in the same way, they can also purchase atheist literature and other things, and they can use that money to pass those things out as well.
Yeah, they've been taxing it for a long time, actually. So I would agree with you there, James.
Yeah, and the religious protection that atheist groups get on the same thing is the Supreme Court put them under the definition of religion, so that they have the same rights and privileges as a standard church. So when Ringo is saying, he's just confusing what I'm saying, and I think he's trying to say that I'm saying all atheists get a tax exemption, and that's not what I'm claiming.
Well, it says the American atheist gets a 501.
Yes, because
Tax
we are
exemption.
we are never organized and we don't have some
There are
kind of,
atheist
maybe
organizations.
why do you have to interrupt me?
Because I was talking when you started talking, actually.
Even now.
And Ringo, I'm so sorry, but like, you've had not just me, the Christian, on stage, or Scott. You've had Rascal, you've had Haiti, who just looked it up online, confirming this tax exempt thing that atheist groups and some sort of.
I got a comment an hour ago from Jamie Russell because I tagged him in a video, a screencast, what's it called? The Synagogue at Jamie Russell, USA, World War II, moral relativism, much. That was my opinion, it still is. So Jamie says, how is anything we said moral relativism? You don't even believe God's law is still active. Well, that's a lie, Jamie. You little snot. What do you think you are? Just because, I don't know why, but Jamie Russell obviously he went into Praise's channel and got a drubbing. And he still goes back in, and then he goes into Synagogue's channel, starts prattling, virtue signaling, I dare say, about morality, genocide, all that sort of thing. And I thought it was hypocritical. It sounded like moral relativism, morality relative to the person. What's the precise definition? Moral relativism is the view that moral judgments are true or false only relative to some particular standpoint. And that of a culture or a historical period, and that no standpoint is uniquely privileged over all others. But these were two Americans yakking about the genocide of other countries whilst ignoring their own. And I thought that was a bit relativistic, relative to the observer. Yeah. Maybe I might well have got my definition wrong. I don't know. Possibly. Check the video and have a look. Have I got the title right or wrong? But I still think that what they were saying basically was hypocritical. Like butter wouldn't melt in the mouth of America. America, the last bastion of Christianity, which of course is absolute tosh. America is Catholic, basically. It is now. Not so sure that America has ever been sort of full-on Christian. There was a period of time where Roman Catholics were banned. The Jesuits were banned from quite a lot of states in America. That went pear-shaped very quickly, really, within 30 or 40 years. Because of the potato famine in Ireland, a lot of Roman Catholics landed over there, which is fair enough. But who caused the potato famine? Well, the Jesuits did with their black ships. They cargoed, exported all the, not just potatoes, the foodstuffs out of Ireland. They ended up with a famine over there. I'm not sure of the precise mechanics of it. But the Catholic so-called church obviously wanted to bombard America with Roman Catholics, and they did do. You've got states like Maryland. Well, there's a clue. There's a clue for you. Anyway, I'm not sure I want to listen to much more of these atheists yakking on. James is tired.
And I can mingle with them.
I'm so lost in what the hell you're
James,
saying.
this guy.
So Ringo.
I'm sick of hearing it. Oh. Atheists. I don't hate atheists. It's just that they make me sick. Really. Because you know that they're talking absolute tosh. They go on about God more than Christians do, you know. But they just deny him all the time. They say he doesn't exist. And then they keep wittering on about him. I might make another cup of tea. Who's that? Oh, it's Dave. Are you coming in, Dave? Hello. I put an invite in, Dave. I didn't realise you were there. I was wittering on. If you come in, are you going to behave? Let me go to my YouTube channel. Me where this video's at, and I can pin the link. YouTube channel. Hold on, Dave. Pinned. Hello. Now then, I'll hear a pop in a minute, I hope. I'm going to put my shield of thingy up. Make sure it's him. I don't want porn bombing. Which one shall I use? No, not that one. Come in, Dave. Hello. I pinned it. I hope he's still there. If you want to come in and have a chat, more than welcome. I'm not planning on sleeping anytime soon. I'm just going to go to the men's room. I'll be back in less than 30 seconds. Dave, come on in. The link's there. Hello. Hello. I'll put this one up. It's bigger. That's it. I wonder if Dave's gonna... He's still there, Dave. Ah, Oh, you're busy. Okay. Got a minor chore to do. I've got to pay my rent. I'll hear the pop when you come in, Dave. I wonder what time it is where Dave is. It's 6 hours behind. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning, so maybe 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. Oh, hello. Where this. Where this. Actually, I thought I'd blocked Jamie from my channel. Obviously not. I'll have to double check. Not that it matters. Why isn't Cheryl blocked on there? Because I blocked her in Standing for Truth channel. I'll have to go to her channel then. I can't remember the profile image. I've no idea what channel she'll be on, but she'll still be blocked. I won't be able to see her comment. I know. Yeah. Not that it matters. She's not going to come to my channel. If you're there, Dave, just come into the studio. I'll hear it pop, but I'm going to make sure it's you. If somebody else doesn't like you coming in, I couldn't give a stuff. It's my channel.
I've forgotten all the terms, but you know,
See, one of the things with me is somebody decides to tell me, oh, you've got to have some whatever measure of respect, blah, blah, de blah, blah, for somebody because they're intelligent. I don't like it. I don't like to be told, how to perceive someone. But then when you get Bruce trying to tell you that someone's really intelligent, really knowledgeable, so blah, 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 entailments ensue, that rankles a little bit. And then when I was minding my own business, I did not direct any comments whatsoever at Cheryl. I was communicating via my keyboard with Redefined Living Sam, Standing for Truth, Donnie. I wasn't being audible, obviously. I like Donnie. I sort of get on with him a bit, I have had good conversation with him privately, sort of, at the end of a stream. And Sam, a lot of respect for Sam. He spared his time to come and talk to me about something, to clarify a couple of things. It saved me a lot of time, actually, by having a quick chat with him. He gave me 5-10 minutes of his time, and I said hello to Sam, obviously. Said hello to Donnie, and I had a little bit of a tiny poke at him for ignoring my comment, but I knew he was busy, so obviously, he might not even notice it, even though I tagged him. It could have been, actually, to be fair, it could have been logical, plausible, possible, LPP, the guy with the voice fry that blocked me, because I didn't direct a comment at him. I said, it's Mr. Voice Fry or something or other, I said, via my keyboard. So it could have been him that blocked me. But I said to Cheryl, please do not direct any comments of me. I've said nothing, I've got nothing to say to you particularly. Got no resentment towards her. Got no preconceived ideas really about her. She started firing questions at me. Why aren't you asking questions? Why aren't you talking about whatever? I don't like people, especially women, presuming to tell me what I need to be talking about. And I was doing no harm in my communication with Sam or Donnie. So why did she need to butt in? So I blocked her. I blocked logical, plausible, possible with the voice fry. So I'm trying to find out where her channel is so I can block her properly from my channel. I don't hate women. I just don't need advice. I'm certainly not going to put up with a woman trying to tell me how, the nature of my communication and what it should be. It's not going to happen. It will definitely never happen. Okay, yeah. So let's find Cheryl's channel. There we go. I've got a little app that does that, finds the channel for me. Here we go. Look, oh yes, I'm going to enjoy this. Cheryl, block. Done. Yes. Just double check. Yeah. No great loss to me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I wonder if Jamie's made another silly comment. I mean, what does the guy think? What does he think he is? I mean, he strawmans me. How is anything we said moral relativism? And then he accuses me of not even believing God's law is still active. Well, how could God's law be inactive, you dummy, Jamie Russell, you fool, you posturing, blabbering idiot. A fool. I mean, why does Praise even allow him into his channel? He knows Jamie is a false teacher. Jamie Russell's so-called doctrine is tainted by SDA doctrine. Ellen G. White garbage. It's going to be tainted. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. All of it. The whole lump. Completely. Yeast permeates, if you know how yeast works and stuff. It doesn't say in Scripture, a little leaven leaveneth only a tiny bit. No, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. All of it. And that's why I don't trust anything that comes out of Jamie Russell's mouth. I'm not required to anyway. Psalm 118, verse 8. Let me quote it exactly. I should have memorized it, really. It's not exactly a favourite verse, but it does apply. Psalm 118, verse 8. Psalms. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. I have no confidence in anyone other than Jesus Christ. I have no reason to. I know what people are like. I've met all the worst, sort of. Well, not everyone, but no, I don't trust anybody. I don't even trust my own family. And I couldn't care less how that sounds to you. You can take your opinion unless it's biblically based. If it is biblically based, then I'll take some notice of it. But if it isn't, then you can just go and shove your opinions where the monkeys stuff nuts. There. I might make another cup of tea. Dave, where are you? Come on. Hey. I might play me Clouds of Doom for a minute. Dave, come on in.
I mean, it was stupid of me. I was just kind of annoyed at him because he was kind of a dick to me for no reason.
Okay, John Lee, do you want to say anything about being repeatedly kicked out of rooms? How does it make you feel?
That doesn't really bother me that much.
That's a lie.
Really? You think it bothers me?
Last time I kicked you down because you were over talking, you had big beef with me, and you made a huge stink about it for like 3 days. And then the other day, you kicked me down because you weren't running the room properly, and you were being a little bitch towards Matt Esther, no matter how much of a dick he was being.
Okay. I mean, I don't know about being upset with you for being kicked down, but
Dude, are you serious?
yeah, I'm serious. You can ask anybody if I'm upset.
Yeah, ask Katie.
Yeah, is she here?
I don't know. Is she? Hey, Haiti. Nope, she's not. But when she comes, I'm sure she will.
All right.
Ask her.
Sure.
The thing is, it didn't bother me. It just bothers me when people are hypocrites. So if you bitch about getting kicked down, don't kick other people down. Like, stay true to your word. That's all.
I think I was upset one time ever being kicked down. It was by Sean H. Because it was my room. I was mod. I didn't even speak for like 3 hours. I was on stage, and then I spoke up like 5 seconds, and then he just kicked me out of the entire room. So yeah, I was mad then. But other than that, that's like literally the only time.
Yeah, no, it's a lie.
John Lee, why is it that this is just an observation? It seems like Jane pisses you off more than anybody else.
Oh yeah, okay. That I can say that. Yeah, I mean, I just happen to think that every time she says this, okay, like John said this. Every time she said John said, and then whatever comes after her mouth is like literally not correct. And so after like about the 50, 60, 70th time, I get I'm starting to snap back a little bit. It's getting to me.
But don't other people do the same thing? Don't other people do the same thing?
That's probably correct. I mean, but I don't know what it is. I mean, I genuinely don't know, because you're correct, Gigi, that other people do it, but I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the lie itself, of course, but
it's because she's a woman.
That's a sexist. Well, that's what was speculated early, by her actually. I don't think that's the case either, but that's a good guess, Rascal. I don't think it's that.
I have about 10 minutes. Can I quickly call out Gavin before I have to go?
Sure.
Gavin, why are you such a power trip? What makes you feel so big about trying to act like a big man on Clubhouse?
I don't think I do. Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Well, the thing is, you always call out people, and you always interrupt people. You always take control of the conversation.
No, he doesn't.
And when you're
Not always.
and it doesn't go your way, you kick people down because you're wrong and you cannot restate anything that's being said. So you get upset, you call them down, and you call them names. That's a bit of a power trip to me, isn't it?
It would be if those things were true, yeah.
Gavin, you're dumber than an enlightened one. You're the dumbest theist on here, man. I'm sorry, but you are.
No, that belongs to...
I wouldn't agree with that. I think Gavin got a lot of useful information that he shares.
Yeah, who cares what you think about him, Matt?
No, Gavin doesn't contradict himself 140 times.
There's something I wanted to say about something else besides Gavin. It's probably gonna piss people off because I'm really going against the grain with this one. But I didn't think that what John Lee said to Jeff's wife was that called for that much outrage. And I heard that Seth
I actually agree.
said that
Yeah, and I think people were just afraid to say it because like everybody was jumping on board with it. But
what did he say? Can you tell me? I don't know what he said.
What did he say?
I wasn't. I better somebody else answer that question, but because I'm not certain what was said. But
basically what was.
But let me just say one other thing. I heard that Seth told John Lee to go fuck his fat ugly wife, which is like 10 times worse than what John Lee said.
It was Sean.
Sean, that's what I meant. Go fuck his fat ugly wife, which is like 10 times worse than what John Lee said to Jeff's wife. And so imagine the outrage if it had been of the community if that had been John Lee that said that.
Well, how about this one, Godless? In that particular room with Jeff and Francis Michelle, Daniel said that my wife's tits were saggy, and I found it interesting that Francis had a good chuckle with that. What do you think about that?
Are they saggy?
No, they're not, bro.
Good for you, man.
So what did John say about Jeff's wife?
Oh, you want to know? Well,
yeah,
go ahead.
For you, John. Basically,
well, I was going to read the actual message, but go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Let John read the actual. Can you just PTR it?
It's not long. It'll just take him a second.
But I agree with Godless Girl. I kind of think that they actually made a bigger deal out of it than what it was, because she was basically saying that John was turning people away from Christianity, and she kind of implied the same thing before in the past to us in another group without coming out and saying it, but this time she just comes out and says it to John. I think she actually said it to Johnny Hoss as well, and John just posed a hypothetical saying perhaps you've turned your husband away from Christianity, and then that's where the shit hit the fan. But it seemed to be okay for her to accuse John of that. So I'm like you, Gigi. I thought there was some inconsistency there.
Does she participate in Clubhouse?
Not really.
Little bit lately. Her and Jeff have been making rooms about something like a tea in the backyard or something. Iced tea. I don't know.
She's
but
like,
yeah, they've been making rooms together.
They make a room.
Lady.
It's the backyard patio.
Yeah, she's
something like that.
A very sweet older church lady who is not a debate online person.
But she was the one who initiated the messages to John in the back channel. It's not like John
because she genuinely
said,
feels like he's leading people away from Christ and is upset about it. Because she's a middle-aged church lady.
And I'm not saying that she can't genuinely feel that way. What I'm saying is that when you're online, you make comments to people and about people. You can't assume that somebody's not going to respond to you. And so he can't get upset that John responded to his wife. It was something she went to his back channels. It's one of those things that
in public also. But the difference, I think, is that she genuinely felt that way, but John didn't. He doesn't believe what he said. He just said it to hurt her. He was.
Oh, it was a rhetorical tool.
All right, John, read it.
You're rhetorical. Anyway, I mean, definitely a rhetorical tool. But yeah, so she wrote, "You're turning people away from Christianity." That's what she sent me. This is on June the 8th, so it's not that long ago. I said, "Thank you for sharing. Perhaps you're turning your own husband away from Christianity. So you know what that looks like? Maybe." That's all I wrote. And countless rooms and outrage by atheists galore later.
Countless rooms and outrage by atheists galore. Can you be more elaborate? Really, how many rooms were there?
On the Facebook, it's not that bad. But are you sure there wasn't?
About 5.
Are you sure there isn't anything else in context?
It's more that's it. The difference is just that, like I said, she was being genuine and was sending him this message out of genuine caring that she wanted him to stop because she is upset that she thinks that people are being led away from Christianity because of his bad behavior, and so she wants him to stop. So she sent him a message that wasn't profane.
Everybody's got to run
way,
around in rings like headless chickens just because a woman makes some sort of claim about something.
How much problems it caused for Jeff to deconvert and how much strain it put on their relationship. They had to go to counseling. Like, it really affected her. And for him to then say something that he doesn't genuinely
That'll be what's his name now?
Was upsetting to us.
Well, here's the thing, Jane.
Oh, what's the name of that guy now?
Through anything. In fact, I didn't. When I first,
a well-known troll atheist.
But Jane,
talking about after the message, Jane.
Do you think that's worse than somebody telling somebody else to go fuck their fat ugly wife?
But let me just say once again. Wait a minute.
His wife came on whinging about it.
Let me say once again where Jane misrepresents. When I first met Francis Michelle, I asked her, "Oh, you're a Christian. Well, how's your relationship? Is it strained at all?" And she said, "No." All of these things, Jane. And then after this message blew up, right? Then she started to talk about how she went to therapy. I had not known any strains or relationship. I literally after the first day I met her. So it's disingenuous to pretend that I knew that. You said I knew that, Jane.
John,
you said I knew that. I did not know that.
John, I want you to keep taking away.
Now, right? And it's not strained now. It was strained when he left, when he deconverted. And they've talked about this. She maybe didn't, but Jeff talked about it a lot.
Okay.
Oh,
John,
yeah.
I would love for you to keep turning people away from Christianity. So don't stop, please.
Now, what's going on there is Jeff Trimble. I'm sure a lot of you, some of you on Clubhouse will be aware of him. A sort of prominent atheist troll on there. He goes on and annoys Darth. Jeff Trimble's wife got in communication with John Lee via Jeff Trimble, via her husband John Trimble, Jeff Trimble's Clubhouse thingy. She didn't like the upshot, and now all of a sudden she swooned. She had to go to counselling. Where's her faith in Jesus Christ if she's a Christian? You know, a woman. Always they'll make it hard work. Yeah.
Literally had no thought of you when I texted her back. And he
so
agreed.
They made a big
and then once I
out
told
of it.
Francis, your husband believes this, then she was more willing to agree that it was not about Jeff. And so that's what it was.
Have you apologized for it, John?
I did not. I don't feel I need to. I don't feel I need to.
He doesn't think he did anything.
I thought I did hear you apologize to her, and I was thinking, why did he apologize?
I did not.
I mean, I don't know. I think John says way worse shit on a regular basis, but
I think it's
kind of.
I said way worse
she's
shit
not
this
a
morning.
debate person.
I think it's slimy. Yeah, I think it's kind of slimy, but it's, I don't know. It's just John.
Well, I mean, there's some people
basically, basically I was asking her, like, what do you know about turning people away from Christianity? You're saying that you recognize that in me? Like, I know you are because, what reason? What reason would you give me the basis to recognize when one turns someone away from Christianity? And that to me was an important question to her specifically. I have no problem confronting her with that.
I know the answer to that.
Why did you answer her? Why did you ask her that question instead of supposing that she turned Jeff away when Jeff turned?
I actually did, James. I actually did. You didn't read what I read?
You read it. You wrote it in a very passive-aggressive, sarcastic way that Francis would never pick up on. She's a very sweet old church lady. She's not going to get any.
I'll tell you what, I might have been able to word it a little bit better, I agree. to be crystal clear what I'm trying to say. But I mean, I just was a quick response.
I mean, you could have just said, I think you're projecting.
Can you imagine
right?
the
And that would have got the
ignorance?
point across. But instead, you said what.
Can you hear that? I mean, that garbage that we're playing outside the window. It's 1:15 in the morning. Full volume. The ignorance of people generally. It's one of the reasons why people make me want to puke. I mean, I used to go up the mountains with this school I was at in the Lake District, and like then it was peaceful, and you know, now I think I would dread going up there, although I'm 62 now, not 14 and whatever, because I could sort of imagine, I don't like to use that word, there'd be some idiot up there playing his boombox top volume at the top of Mount Scarfell or Coniston or Crinkle Crags or something. No consideration for other people. That's what I'm sick of.
Insisting that not only would Jesus not do that, what you're doing is not Christian, and what
You probably should have just ignored it.
Well, this is the thing. I'll tell you what. I responded in a way that she doesn't message me anymore. How about that one, Rep?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think that you're that much in the wrong here, John. I'm actually going to be on John's side to this. I think it's he had the right to respond to her after she said that to him.
Numerous times, rascal. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, he has the right to defend himself, so.
I'm not on his side, but this just isn't a hill I would die on. I don't know. It seems somewhat trivial to me, but I don't know.
Somewhat?
It seemed like more of a social justice warrior opportunity for the atheists than anything else.
Never mind.
I would agree. I would agree with Matt on that one.
Yeah.
John Lee, Sidney Winston doesn't want to talk with you on stage. What did you do to him?
Oh, he doesn't want to talk with me? Well, I'll tell you what, I have a lot to say with him. I mean, Matt and I here know Khalilullah. He doesn't. And I have some things to say about him, sure.
Sidney, if you do say anything about Khalil, just be careful. Don't say anybody's real name because we don't. It's probably a violation of TOS. And also, he's threatening to. He's threatening to sue for slander, just as a warning.
Yeah, he's full of bullshit. That is nonsense. That's just him being arrogant and narcissistic and.
You can't prove that. You know how hard it is to win a libel or slander case
for defamation or slander when he's actually guilty. So.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Don't worry about what he says. Yes, I do.
How do you
know? I watched some of your stream, and I'm not saying he's guilty or anything, but do I understand correctly that this is the second child that's accused him of it?
In 2017, in Washington State, his wife and 2 children at the time filed against him, filed a protection order.
His biological daughter?
Yeah.
Biological children, yeah.
Son and daughter. They filed a protection order against him. He didn't contest it. He had to give up his weapons. They had some kind of a child custody agreement, and it was finalized uncontested. So she was granted a permanent custody, also a permanent protection order from him. Now I don't know what the nature of the domestic violence was.
Exactly. I have a question, Sidney.
It was domestic violence, but it was domestic violence. So he's carrying that here into this domestic violence It's worse than domestic violence, what he's done now. He's gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, so do you know about any? Did you see the documentation on that, by any chance, Sydney?
Are you interrogating me there, John?
No, I'm wondering. No, you act like you know. No, you act like you know something about it. That's what I'm asking.
From what position? From what position are you questioning me?
I'm coming from a position of
being a theist asshole.
Oh, nobody's allowed to question you.
No. I'm actually coming from a position who knows Justin. I've known him for 2 years when he was an atheist, when he became a Muslim. I've known him. I've talked to him for 8 hours a day at a time with Jake the Muslim metaphysician, and so I do know him, right? And I do know his wife's name, his ex-wife's name. I know Chloe from his current wife, and so I know about the details of the trial. I have documents. I have documents about the trial.
Do you know the details of the GoFundMe that his ex-wife has put up? Because
of course he has three. He has three sources of funding.
What is there a GoFundMe for?
For court costs.
No. Yeah, I'll even bring it up and I'll read it.
Wait, that reflects
for this case?
poorly on her. That seems to reflect poorly on her character, not his.
His ex-wife has a GoFundMe because.
Yeah, but that doesn't look bad for him. That looks bad for the ex-wife.
Hear me out.
Oh, his ex-wife. Okay.
His ex-wife has a GoFundMe because the family always relied on Justin for the bills. Now Justin can't work because he's under house arrest, and she obviously has nowhere else to turn, so she's turned to GoFundMe.
No, she kicked him out on November the 1st of 2021, right? Or you don't even know that. It just seems to me. I happen. But Sydney, hang on.
I'm going to call you a pedophile, but
Sydney.
Downing is a pedophile, and if you're going to protect him, then you become a pedophile.
No. I just
John, do you think he's innocent? Do you think that he's innocent, or you just don't think he's proven guilty yet?
Are you asking me, Godless?
Yeah. Why are you so quick to?
I don't know. I just don't like the misinformation this guy's putting out.
John, have you seen the indictment? Have you seen the indictment?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You think that's all I have? What do you have? Yes, I've seen the grand jury indictment. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I've got more than that.
Dated April 30. Yes.
No, dated April 27.
Is it April 27? Well, I remember being like something like April 30. I have it. I have it right now.
But you got to read the whole thing word for word.
Listen, let me tell you something, Sydney. I personally am the one who gave him
know how to read, John?
I personally am the one who showed it to Justin. Do you know that? He didn't even know it existed.
I don't believe you.
Okay. I don't care if you don't believe me.
You're going to sit here and brag to me about shit. I'm just going to say I don't believe you.
All right, that's fine. So,
it's irrelevant that you showed it.
Listen. As far as the document, I have the file in a sense that I could just give it to Godless. You could put it up. I mean, that'll prove that I have the file.
I don't want to put it with anybody's real name up. But why do you have it?
Okay, yeah. You're right because it was spread. It was given to certain people on Clubhouse.
But anybody can get it.
Well, it belongs to Jasmine because she has it and so forth, and so she on Facebook, with a group of atheists, have an issue with Justin, and so she's been putting out information consistently, and that grand jury indictment at the end of April was one of them.
I have an issue with Justin. He's a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just talking about some of the things you're claiming, Sydney. Just by listening to you, I could tell you don't know much. I think I heard something about his YouTube channel and things like that. I don't know. Do you know Justin, Sydney? I mean, do you?
Yes, I know Justin. Also,
How long have you known him?
I know people who have known him since kindergarten. I've spoken to them. I've spoken to people who you said you met him 2 years ago. I spoke to somebody who helped him up to 2 years ago set up his whole YouTube channel. I spoke to that guy today.
Which guy? I mean, there's a wait. There's a lot of guys.
I know about Justin that you don't know I know. So I don't understand why I have to answer your stupid questions. It's none of your business.
No, okay. The main. Okay. Let me tell you.
He's indicted for sexual battery.
Yeah.
For unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, and in both cases, it's his stepchild, his stepson, or his stepchild.
Right. Right.
How do you support this guy, John?
I don't. So what I am trying to tell you, Sydney, is what I don't support is misinformation, right? And what you meant, what you said about the Seattle, right? It happened to be. Listen. It happened to be about what?
Dude, human evolution, is it a fact? Is it a science fact? Has it been proven by
Yes,
science?
I provisionally accept biological evolution. Do you have a problem with that?
I didn't ask you.
Evolution is a lie, John Lee. Thank you.
Evolved like everybody else, like all the other animals.
Oh, I believe in special creation.
There you go. See, that's misinformation right there. So don't talk to me about misinformation.
Well, I didn't hear your specific question. I thought you asked me if I believe in evolution. I do.
Yes, I did. Do you believe in evolution? I asked you, and you said no.
Well, yes, I believe in evolution.
So
I believe. Hang on. Sydney.
A hell of a lot more than you think I am.
Sydney, I believe in Homo sapien being evolved from the greater apes.
Oh, rubbish.
Okay? You don't know my position.
John Lee.
They weren't evolved from the greater apes.
You don't believe the Bible then, do you?
What do you think I just
Another
said?
Catholic.
You don't even understand my terminology.
Everybody evolved on their own. The apes evolved.
Listen, Sydney.
In parallel to us.
Sydney, this is a complete red herring. I don't understand science.
Every time you come up to a platform.
I'm calling you about misinformation. Hey, Sydney, all I'm saying is you mentioned something about the case in Washington. It was in Tacoma, Washington. Do you have documentation on that? It's posted on Matt Dillahunty's Twitter account.
Well,
I mean, surely you have at least that.
It's all on my YouTube channel. So
you do have the documentation of his first wife, right?
Be my guest. Go ahead.
Right. So my point is this, okay? There was a custody situation, right? And you're trying to make it out to be something more than that?
Domestic violence. What does domestic violence tell you?
Domestic violence?
Does domestic violence not lead to a custody situation? Why are you so surprised?
Well, my point is, from what you were saying, you said that this was the second incident, right? Are you talking about some sort of? Are you saying that? Because correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I heard you imply. I thought I heard you imply there was some kind of a sexual situation with one of his children. You did not imply that?
That's what he's going to trial for his actions in 2021.
Correct. However, you're saying that this is the second time. Isn't that what you said?
Well, the only other time I know of is 2017 in Washington. If there's any others, I'm not aware of them.
That's a sexual with a minor? Sexual assault on a minor?
That was a domestic violence.
Right. On his children?
On his wife and children, yeah.
Wife and children? He was beating up his little children? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Are you sure about that? Where are you coming up with this stuff, dude?
It's on the document that I posted. If you want to read it, go to my channel and read it.
That he's beating up his children.
Somebody can send it regardless.
That he's what, sexually abusing his children?
Domestic violence, I said.
Yes, you already said that like 5 times. Do you know what the nature is of the domestic?
If it's domestic violence, it's domestic violence. There are no details attached to it.
Yes, there are details.
Why don't you ask?
What do you mean there's no details?
Ask Justin himself.
What information do you have?
What? Ask him what he did to his family in 2017.
You keep changing the subject, just like you did on when I saw a little clip. Every time it was something substantive, you just kept changing the subject, Sydney. I'm just asking, what documents do you have to suggest what you're claiming? Because I'm telling you.
Why are you so special that you can go and look at the documents that I have made public on my channel? Why are you asking me to bring up things that are already publicized?
Well, I didn't see. I didn't see anything.
If you're lazy, that's not my problem.
Well, I don't know what you have. I know what I have. You didn't even know that he was going to court on the 7th, on the 11th of July, did you?
Actually, I told you I spoke to somebody today.
Today. So you talked to someone today. He went to court on June the 6th. You know that, right?
What's the difference? He's a fucking pedophile. Jesus Christ.
More red herrings.
What is the matter with you, John?
The issue is this, Sydney. The issue is this, okay? The information that you're putting out there is no more than a feeling, right? It's other than a mischaracterization of someone, a character assassination, right? In a sense that that you're putting innuendos out there. And you're literally giving out misinformation, just factual errors, right? And that's irresponsible. That's actually dangerous, Sydney.
Tell me about.
I mean, there's one thing to put out information that you know to be the case.
You've made an accusation, so now let's hear about the factual errors.
I'm talking about the case in Washington.
I made factual errors and misinformation, and all I'm telling you is that Justin Downing is a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, that's all. Every time you're confronted with something, that's all you have to say. That's what you did in the video with Justin.
So he's a pedophile. Well, what's the problem with repeating that he's a pedophile?
You don't even know that. Do you know that, Justin? Are you? Hang on. Are you going to be a witness in the trial if there is a trial?
John, go back to sleep. Put your head under your covers. You'll be okay tomorrow.
You're claiming something.
You'll be okay tomorrow. No, anybody else want to join in this conversation?
Here's the issue. I'm not saying that he's guilty or anything, but there is a chance you're defending a pedophile right now, John Lee.
I'm not defending anybody, okay? If you're going to ask me, Godless, do I think that he's a pedophile? I'm just simply going to say I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And that he's presumed innocent until proven guilty, right? Now,
I'm recording it anyway.
Some of the things about his court case, right? I do know things like that, and I do know what type of evidence there is, and so forth, and things like that, right? And so even still, I genuinely don't know. Genuinely, Sydney. But you seem to know.
Here's Gavin.
Exactly, I do know.
So let me get this straight. A guy who, like me, who has a bunch of documents, who has known this guy personally for 2 years, I genuinely don't know, Sydney. I really, right? But you seem to be so certain to the point. Are you capable of being a witness in a trial?
Are you stupid, John? Seriously? Do you understand what a witness is? A witness is a first-hand witness is somebody who.
So my question is
something first-hand.
So my question is, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Hearsay? How do you know?
Don't waste my time.
It's not an unreasonable question, Sydney. Sydney, it's not an unreasonable question. How do you know?
Special revelation.
I'll tell you what, that's a better answer than what Sydney's putting out here right now.
Yeah, well, you're a joke, John. This is not funny. This Christian veil that you hide behind is not working for you or anyone.
Yeah, I'm not interested in defending Justin. I'm just concerned about the information, the misinformation you're putting out there. That's all.
Information on Justin being a pedophile is not defending Justin, right?
Sydney, I wish you would find the info on this Lashaline. She goes around accusing people of being racist with no evidence to back it up.
Totally a fucking racist. Your Twitter, your Twitch, your YouTube, all the things, baby girl. You are
Show
fucking
the
racist.
content that you're talking about that makes me racist.
Or did you go and delete it? Because I do have screenshots and shit. So
Sure,
it's cool if you did.
Send me the link and I'll post them to the room right now.
You ready?
But here's the thing, Sydney. Like, this is what I don't know. I just heard a little bit. Of course, this is now in my case it's hearsay. I don't pretend to know. But they said that you have a history of doing this, and that you've done it to, I guess.
Do your own research, dude. I have a history of exposing people, maybe, but I'm not wrong ultimately.
Right. I mean, I've heard some stories about things you said that were in error about certain people, high-profile people. You've been. Can you acknowledge? Can you acknowledge you've made some mistakes, maybe? Can you acknowledge? Can you acknowledge? What was that?
You said you've heard stories that I've said things in error. So what is that? What have I said?
I'm trying to remember who that person was. I thought it was Matt Dillahunty.
Let me defend myself, John. Let me defend myself.
Sydney wants to know a lot about Darth Dawkins.
Darth Dawkins. Thank you, Gigi. It was Darth Dawkins.
Oh,
that
that's Gary Milne, the psychopath.
Sydney,
can
I add something?
What I did
quick?
hear.
I want to know how you know Darth has herpes. That's all.
I don't think I want to talk about Darth's sexual issues with anybody on this platform.
No, the question is, did you?
Bad enough that he's got herpes, and now it's got to be spoken about in public. I don't think so.
Wait a minute. So you're claiming knowledge.
Hold on. What I find really funny about this conversation is, no offense, Sydney, but every question is being asked you're kind of deflecting, and you sound exactly like John in every other room. This is great. Go on.
Okay, well, that's your opinion and your perspective. I respect it, but you're the only one who sees the world through your eyes that way.
That is not the truth. But I mean, I made the mistake of saying Matt Dillahunty. It was Darth Dawkins, and what I heard was actually the herpes part, and there's some other stuff, and so. Do you know that Darth Dawkins had herpes, Sydney?
Did you know that Darth Dawkins committed adultery?
You're deflecting.
I'm asking first.
I'm talking about herpes.
In order to get the herpes, he has to commit adultery. Do you know that he committed adultery? Are you convinced?
I don't know anything about him, to be honest.
Why are you asking about the herpes if you don't know how he got it?
I'm just because you're asking me
by messing around, by sleeping around with other girls and boys.
Okay, so what does that do with anything?
He's a degenerate pig.
I just asked you a very simple question, not whether he committed adultery. I don't even know that he committed adultery.
No. Okay. He did. No, Sydney and I do. We had a video of his wife on this panel on stage talking about how he committed adultery.
And how sexual STDs are a real problem with these men.
Yeah, how do you know that's his wife?
And they come home again. So really, don't.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I ask you about herpes, and you talk about adultery.
The truth hurts. The truth sucks sometimes, doesn't it?
Why?
You can't have everything pointing back.
I just asked you a simple question. If you know, as some sort of fact, that Darth Dawkins had herpes, that's all I asked.
Yeah.
You either do know or you don't.
I said
okay. So may I ask you how you obtained that information?
That's the final question on the subject. Let's go to something else. Let's go to Justin Downing's pedophilia. I want to know what motivates him.
Okay, Lassa supposedly got a screenshot of me being racist. Is that what's supposed to be on your profile picture?
Who says you're racist?
Lassa Lane said that I'm racist.
Well, in that case, I have to inform everybody.
You're a total racist fuck.
Everybody on this planet is racist.
Absolutely not. But she's a total racist fuck. I might be a bigot, but I'm not a racist.
What's the difference?
One has power, one has not.
There's no difference between a bigot and a racist.
Do you live in the United States?
The United States of planet Earth.
Do you live in the United States of America?
I don't give up.
Okay, thank you.
Because of identity problem.
Yeah. Hey, Sydney. Hey, Sydney, you know the woman
outside the United States?
But yeah.
Yeah, hey, Sydney.
Yeah, total racist
Oh, there you go. Thank you. You live outside the United States.
Excuse me? Yeah, no.
Can you actually wait for them to finish? Sorry.
Go ahead, Godless.
Can you wait for them to finish?
Sure.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Sydney, the woman that you interviewed, are you sure it was Dawkins' wife? Have you confirmed it by independently? Or did you
No, it
take her
wasn't.
word for it?
He didn't interview her. It was a video of her on a panel of other women talking about how their husbands committed adultery because we found her Facebook. So I do know firsthand about the adultery thing. I don't know anything about the herpes stuff.
He is married.
Again, if you want to know more about it, go and watch the videos that I made on it.
I'm not saying what his last name is because I don't know.
Well, let's not say his last name because that's probably a violation of
Yeah, I don't know it.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah,
that.
but I'm just saying the name that he's accused of having, I've heard people call it, including his friends. So that's not controversial.
How do you know it's her? Did you see that video from her website, her Facebook?
Oh, I mean, I've talked. Oh, yeah. I don't remember how we got that video, but it's the same woman on the Facebook that I was there firsthand for the public before the information even became public with Dawkins. So I know.
Like maybe the video was shot in a region close to.
I've even spoken to his son on Facebook.
Yeah, I know that.
All right, are we good? Can we hurry up? Because I gotta fucking go. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, go ahead, Lasha. I mean, I guess he doesn't. I guess he doesn't know whether he had herpes or not, right?
I mean, shit. Go get a fucking test. You know what I mean? It ain't that big of a deal. If you're having an outbreak, go get a goddamn test.
Herpes? You trying to find out how to beat it?
I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe you should text
Okay,
him.
so what is it? The screenshot on your profile picture?
Yeah, that's
supposed to
you,
be
girl. Your own shit. You do understand where that term came from. You're not a fucking idiot. You know it's a fucking racist trope, and you continue to do it. Not only that, but you're a fucking menace to men, too, because you automatically accuse them of, you accuse them of kidnapping you, you accuse them of sexual fucking assault. Like,
I've never accused a man of kidnapping me. I'm anti-feminine. I'm an anti-feminist. I think that that men are being accused of sexual harassment.
You have literally already done it. It's on your fucking TikTok.
So what did I do that made me racist?
Accused the man of trying to kidnap you. I literally just told you, trying to use the word welfare queen and do that like it's a big ass fucking trope for you. You're not.
I tried to accuse who of kidnapping me?
I put the link in the chat if you want to revise it. It's only the third one.
I tried to kidnap Godless, but I failed. Is that your email?
I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm not listening to you. What?
I tried to kidnap Godless, but I failed.
Oh well, I'm sorry. You know, maybe her boyfriend or her baby daddy.
My boyfriend's here actually, but what is the welfare? How does my welfare queen video make me racist?
Where's the other video on your TikTok of you trying to get a black woman fired like a fucking Karen because she didn't do anything to you?
Why do you think it was because she was black?
Yeah, you did. It was because it's the third time you've done some shit.
Yeah, I've had run-ins with a lot of people in public. Some of them were black.
Why do you go to fucking stores and steal shit and then try to fucking return after you scraped all the contents out? Try to return it for more money.
How is that relevant?
Well, that's just a good idea.
You're a fucking.
That's just a good idea. Think about it, right?
Sounds like you're jealous there, Lasha.
You're paying. Well, just think about wait. If you had the opportunity to get something for free,
I have money. I don't need to do that shit. I don't have to.
I'm not asking about whether or not you have money. Yeah, but look.
I'm not.
All right, so say you have two options.
I don't need to do that.
Wait, but say you have two options. Just hold on a second. Say you have two options, right? Wait, but why aren't you letting me talk? Listen, so say you have two options, right? The same product. I don't understand what you're doing. Look, you have two products, right? Same product. One costs $20. The other's free. It said no cost to anyone else. Is there some reason not to take?
How does my welfare queen video make me racist? I don't know what shoplifting has to do with.
That's what that means. Yeah, if you're fucking.
How is that racist?
Bitch, you know how it's fucking racist. Don't even play me. Act like you're a fucking idiot. You're not a fucking idiot. You know where it came from.
You said you were gonna. You said you were gonna bring proof that I was racist.
How about this? How about you call yourself a fucking ghetto queen or a trailer trash queen or something like that? How about that? How about you call yourself that? Because that's a little bit more. Isn't that a bit more accurate for you?
Ghetto queen sounds more racist.
Hey.
How is welfare queen racist?
Living in a trailer park makes you
Hey,
racist.
type the word. Why don't you Google it? Why don't you Google the term welfare queen and you tell me how it's not racist?
Maybe ghetto queen or something, but.
Lasha, if I get
Well, I think
call
people are
myself
on
a welfare
accusing.
king, am I right?
I'm not the
You're a
first
fucking
person
racist,
accused of
Douglas.
being racist.
You're a
Are you attacking her economic status in life? That's racist right there.
You're a fucking racist.
You're attacking her
I
economic
stand
status
10
in life,
toes
which
down on
is
that shit.
very
You're a fucking
classist.
racist, Douglas. You're a fucking racist. And I don't care if I'm a classist or not. I can be a classist. I can fucking discriminate. I can be a fucking bigot if I need to. But I'm not a fucking racist. She's a goddamn racist.
Why do you accuse people of being racist so quickly?
Oh, baby, it wasn't quick. It wasn't quick for you. It wasn't quick. Believe me. I don't call anybody anything unless
Why do you?
sure.
So what's the evidence?
You're a trash-ass human being. That's why. I'm surprised.
No, I'm asking for the evidence.
I gave you the evidence. If you don't,
what was it?
You don't accept it, that's fine.
No, that wasn't evidence. Come on,
Did anybody see any evidence?
I'm sorry. Come on, Lasha. What?
So John Lee is an
There's
atheist.
no PTR about ghetto queen, not ghetto, but welfare queen. How is that even racist?
John,
how is welfare queen
You
racist?
fucking sit up here and talk about how people who were rapists are more acceptable.
I would call that a racist card, Lasha.
John,
you're pulling out the racist card. You want to have us accept that?
Shut the fuck up.
Another person she accused of being racist was here. Daz. She accused Daz of being racist.
I don't support that. I mean, weren't you the one that said Pog is racist the other day?
I did, sure did. I said the term was racist. I didn't say anyone who was using it was. And this is the thing, y'all.
Pog is offensive to you. Welfare queen is offensive to you. I mean, you just put out the race card like they're little players cards, right? I mean, the racist card here, racist card here, racist card there, racist card here. Come on, Lasha.
How about I throw you a pedophile card?
Yeah, you're more than entitled. I'm cool with it.
Okay, cool. Enjoy it. Here's the thing. If it doesn't apply, let it fucking fly. Okay?
Exactly.
If it doesn't want to stick to you, then let it fly. So don't question me about it.
Exactly. If the racist card doesn't apply, then the racist card can let be fly, right? So you can anybody can say racist card here, racist card again, more racist card. More racist card, and it doesn't apply, right, Lasha? None of that applies, right, Lasha? None of that racist card applies, right? You don't pull it out at all, right? You don't pull it out every chance you get, right? You don't put it out. You don't pull it out at any time, and therefore it doesn't apply, right? It doesn't apply because you don't pull it out every waking day of your life. It doesn't apply, right?
Anything else?
It doesn't apply that you pull it out every waking day of your life, right? Right, Lasha? You don't pull out the race card every single day you wake up, right? It doesn't apply, Lasha.
Come on, John.
So you can let it fly, right, Lasha? You can let it fly, right?
Come on, you little bitch boy. What else you got for me, you piece of shit, motherfucking bitch boy? Sucking dicks like everybody else, like Tom and Haiti and all these other motherfuckers.
Whoa!
Tell me more.
I just left out lots of
Now it comes out.
These bitches every day. How are you doing?
Can I just tell you about one of my videos real quick, please?
You go right ahead.
Please.
Say whatever you like.
Okay, there's a video on my channel of me getting into a fight with a white McDonald's manager, and the black McDonald's employees are agreeing with me. Do you want the link?
Were you being a troll?
I was being aggressive towards a white person, and the black people were backing me up.
So you got your ass kicked by a white
person. So am I racist against white people for targeting a white McDonald's manager?
A black person, because a black person backs you up doesn't mean that you're not a racist.
You're done. You're done, Lasha.
I am.
You said that me getting into encounters with black people in public.
Done, you son of a bitch. Show me I'm fucking done, bro. Okay, this is fucking Godless's room, not yours.
But seriously, like welfare queen racist? Come on, Lasha. Welfare queen is racist? Seriously?
Fuck you, John. Godless.
I have a question.
You guys let Haiti talk, please?
Go ahead, Haiti.
I was pretty disappointed. Like, I agree with you on a lot of what you say, but then you throw out the F slur for homosexuals, and I thought that was
I
kind
sure
of
did. I
disappointing.
I threw it out. Yeah.
So why should we take you seriously?
You don't have to.
Bigoted
Baby
against
girl.
homosexuals.
Hey, Haiti, here's the thing. You know what? What's really interesting is I really respected you too, but I was super disappointed when I listened to you on a replay talk shit about me behind my back. So how should I take you? No. How about this? How do I take you seriously, Haiti? How do I take you seriously?
You're asking us to listen to you when you talk
I
about
didn't ask
what's
you to
racism.
listen to me.
Well, you're on
Baby,
the stage.
I didn't ask you to listen to me.
Do you not want to be heard?
No, you don't have to. I really didn't ask you to listen to me. I came up on stage because I was invited on stage. That's why
that's fine, but I
what
feel
else?
like you do want us to listen.
If you would like me to talk to you separately, totally fine. We can talk on another stage. But this is trash talking Tuesday, right?
Yeah, and I'm trash talking you, and I'm saying
so I'm
throw out the F word.
Yeah, but what trash talking means to us is something different than what it means to you. It's not just screaming mindless insults at people and screaming over them.
It's not mindless because everyone seems
we actually have content to our shit talking.
Would you like me to trash talk you?
Just like I said, you're interrupting.
Would you like me to call you an old fucking lady who
You didn't understand what I just said.
For all these other dudes?
You didn't understand what I just said.
I heard exactly what you said, but I have smoke for everybody.
What do you think I said?
I have smoke for everybody if you fucking want it. Because Haiti, I've been
what do you think I
said? You about yourself a long fucking time. How you're a fucking apologist, how you're fucking you sit there and you clap and you sit there and hold court with John Lee every fucking day, and then you sit there and talk shit about him behind his back.
Why are you defending John Lee? John Lee actually probably is racist.
Yo, bro, this has nothing to do with you. I'm trash talking Haiti, and that's what I'm going to do now.
Well, you're porn star.
Masha,
I am a porn star, and I'm fucking good at it.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I was disappointed with the F word, and all you're doing is insulting
Haiti,
in return.
Will you the only thing I've ever done, right?
Will you guys take turns talking? Stop behaving like savages.
How much is that the only thing I've ever done? See, thanks for the racist one. I could sit here and call you a cracker, but I'm not going to do that, right?
Well, I don't really care about that.
So what, Haiti? So yes, I used the F word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you shouldn't. And that's what I'm saying.
One time.
You shouldn't.
I did.
You shouldn't.
Okay, you're absolutely correct.
Right,
but I'm also part of the LGBTQ community, baby girl.
I don't care.
So I can use whatever terminology I fucking want.
No.
Just like I can call you a bitch, and just like I can call another man, another person who is gay, the F word if I want to.
Listen, I got banned. I got suspended for raising Asian slurs, Lasha. Am I entitled to use racial? No. I got suspended for using it. I said I was entitled, and I got banned for that.
John,
I said I was entitled. No, I was surprised by that statement. Are you serious?
Why don't you?
You're entitled to say certain words.
If you are so worried about me and the words they use, why don't you get me clipped?
No, I was just surprised at that. Okay, so what do you think about me saying like Chinese virus or something like that? You think I could say like Chinese virus?
I have no more time for you, John. I'm only talking to Haiti and Godless at the moment.
You're not
I don't
really
know what you're talking about as far as China virus.
You're not talking to me because every time I talk, you talk over. So
I
we're not
always talk
actually
over
having
you
a
because you don't really
conversation.
say much.
You're doing it right
so
now.
Go ahead.
Okay. All I wanted to say was, if you want to call out racism, I'm behind you. But then if you say a homophobic slur, then I think you're a hypocrite. That's all I want.
Okay. Well, how about this? I literally just told you I am part of the LGBTQIA community. Are you?
No.
Okay.
Haiti, do you think that she called me racist for my welfare queen video? Do you think I'm racist for that?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Well, let her. She said she's going to bring evidence, so let her present her evidence to Haiti, and let Haiti tell us what she thinks of it.
I put it in the chat already. If you'd like to scroll up, it's there.
My TikTok video, I guess, that supposedly shows I'm racist is under a minute. If you want to go watch it,
it doesn't matter how long it is, girl. Has no bearing on it whatsoever. It's still there, and that wasn't the only.
I wasn't saying it's not racist. I wasn't saying it's not racist because it's under a minute. I was just saying, Haiti, it won't take you long to watch it, retard.
Ooh, I don't know. So fucking funny.
So is calling anybody welfare queen racist, or just
now? Look, is it?
I
agree. It is a stereotype that is aimed at black women. I would agree with that.
Not necessarily.
But I'm not
claiming the crown of welfare king.
That makes you
just racist.
I don't think that it exclusively refers to black women.
I didn't say it did, but it is. That's how it has historically been used.
Never heard that.
Well, that's because you're not American.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that.
Okay, whatever.
Whether you
I'm
agree
not-
with it or not doesn't make it less true.
But if she's using it
So
to refer
calling myself who's white a welfare queen
He
makes me
literally
racist?
just told you, not necessarily it explained to you where the term came from. I don't know what else you need.
Exactly.
Baby.
This wasn't my intention when I made the video. This wasn't my intention when I made the video, but it might have actually been fighting against the stereotype that black people are welfare queens. Because I was white and I was a welfare queen.
Regardless is a welfare queen, she can use the term, right? Just like you can use a gay term because you say you're part of our.
Sure, you know what? How about that? Okay,
Oh, that makes sense.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I'm going to give it to you for that one. Let's go with that. How about this, though? How about this, though? How about using the trope of buying lobster and feeding it to your dog? And pointing out all the things that taxpayers do, whatever. How about that? In addition to the welfare queen, in addition to, well, she's embracing it?
Yeah, just search for Fifi. It's not racist.
Yeah, feelings.
Have fun with it. I'm cool. But I think she's a racist.
Are you jealous because
And
you
all the
work
other
and pay
people I-
taxes and can't afford the shit I can?
Not jealous at all, baby girl.
It's not racist.
Wait, you're a porn star, so you have to sell your body for sex, and I can just sit back and collect the money, collect your taxes. I sit back and collect your taxes. You sell your body.
And I still pay taxes because I have an LLC and I'm a fucking
Yeah,
brand.
well, thank you for your tax
So now
dollar.
what, bitch?
Thank you for your
You're
tax
welcome.
dollar.
And I hope it fed your dog great because I'm not complaining about that.
So why do you mention
Absolutely
it then?
nothing.
Why do you mention it then?
Because she's a fucking asshole and she's a fucking
Why do you
racist.
mention
And I
dog
pulled it out
incident?
because I really wanted to draw another parallel. So do you need
said
more?
you don't care about it.
I mean, don't you get tired of people pulling up the race card every day? Race card here, race card there. I mean, what's the deal?
If you think I'm throwing out the race card, then
Every day.
Then, hey, John, you don't have to come in fucking spaces where I am, but you continue to do so.
She also accused Jazz of being racist. She accused Daz of being racist.
I know Daz. Daz is not racist.
So, right, you squashed
He may be anti-theist, but he's not racist.
I didn't hear what he said.
I think your exact words were, he's as bad as a racist.
I said, I'm sorry, Haiti. I didn't hear what you said. Can you please repeat yourself? And all the men seem to keep wanting to fucking talk.
Yeah, that's right on. I thought you and Daz squashed whatever beef you had. That was my.
Oh yeah, when he came in my back channel and tried to apologize to me about how the shit what he did, I told him to fuck off because I don't believe him.
That's not true.
That's not really squashing it.
You got a feminist card going too, Lasha?
With Daz. Have I spoken to Daz since I've been on the stage?
You didn't tell me.
Lasha, you got a racist card, a feminist card, now you got an LGBT card. What else you got in there? What else you got in your purse?
I have zero problem ignoring Daz. I have zero problem ignoring John. They're fucking clouds to me. I have zero problems ignoring Godless, and she knows that. I came here specifically because it said Trash Fucking Talking Tuesday, and I knew as soon as I walked up in this goddamn room, she would call me up here, and I would get to rail her fucking ass like I was fucking her with a strap on. That would be what I was doing.
By pulling out the race card?
John, why are you
She's pulling up the vagina card. That's what she's doing.
I heard fucking with a strap.
John, why are you still talking, you piece of shit?
But look, we're not interested in like mindless.
Then
mindless,
fine. Then
mindless
you said
shit
Trash
talking.
Talking Tuesday. If you don't fucking want to hear it, then you can. I will go. You can kick me out of the fucking room.
We want something with content. We want something with content, not mindless.
I just want to say that Lasha makes this whole room feel like a Jerry Springer episode.
Great. I'm glad you enjoy it.
That's racist.
This is why I always kick her.
That's
not racist,
but that's okay.
That was a joke.
That's okay. I am already recording the whole fucking thing, so I'm already totally okay.
Lasha, can you talk about fucking with a strap on again, please?
I sure can. Who would you like me to fuck next? Would you like me to fuck you?
Oh, please.
Would you like to be pegged?
Why not? Satan is a woman.
Do you want lube or no lube?
Let's do lube. I don't.
Or just spit?
Well, actually,
just thinking about it makes
I prefer spit.
Let's do that.
Do you want me to fuck your mouth or your asshole?
Both.
Anyway, she can come back. She can come back up, but I moved her to the audience. I just want to tell when I saw her the night with Daz when she was insinuating he was racist. She was like, she was so dramatic. She was like this, and I'm like, oh, she was pretending she was like tearing up. I'm sorry, guys, I can't talk. I just need a minute to go to my safe space after the exchange with Daz. It was so silly. It was like absolutely ridiculous.
My crime was kicking her, and I'm a racist.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously though, Godless, I mean, welfare queen. I mean, I don't know if that's racist.
I think if you were like looking at someone else, like at the checkout line, and they were buying lobster, you'd be like, "That's a welfare queen," and they were black. That might be racist, right?
That's poking your nose into somebody else.
I mean, what do you mean by welfare queen? What do you picture?
You never heard the
term? You picture an African American lady with rollers in her hair, with her shower cap on, and a robe, and 2 kids. Is that what you picture, really?
That's how the term was used. Yeah.
I don't picture that at all. I don't.
Oh, you don't remember?
Look, I want to say something about this
during,
topic.
Like the Clinton era when he was trying to do welfare reform, and by welfare reform it means cutting welfare, right? So they came up with this idea, and the welfare queen who was like living off the government's cheap, popping out for the money. You're gonna claim you don't remember any of that now?
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna Google welfare queen looking for images and see what it would look like.